Lindsie Chrisley discusses the Chrysleys. Back to reality. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Months ago, the Chrisley family made their return to the small screen by way of their 2025 TV schedule entry, The Chrysleys. Back to reality. The show, which was ordered to series by Lifetime earlier this year, mostly follows Savannah Chrisley and her younger siblings as they navigate life amid the incarcerations of their parents, Todd and Julie. One sibling who didn't film for the docuseries was Todd's oldest daughter, Lindsie, as she's estranged from her relatives. It seems, however, that Lindsie was dealt blowback when the program aired. Lindsie Chrisley, now Landman, Todd's oldest daughter with ex-wife Teresa Terry, previously starred alongside her family on Chrisley Knows Best, before exiting after season 5. The family ties truly broke down, though in 2022, at which point it was revealed that Lindsie reportedly wrote a letter to the FBI after her father's indictment and requested a restraining order against him. While Lindsie defended her dad while on the stand in 2022, she also accused him of exploitation and referred to him as a monster in an email. During an episode of her Southern Tea podcast, which is part of a 3-part podcast crossover, Landman discussed her history with her family and their issues. At the top of the conversation, though, she addressed back to reality. Lindsie revealed that earlier this summer, she was in contact with her paternal grandmother, Nanny Faye, and that after the first trailer for the show premiered, she asked Faye to have Todd reach out to her. Lindsie, who hasn't watched the show, explained why she isn't tuning in. "I have not watched any of the footage from what aired. I was instructed by multiple people that work on our collective team not to do that for my own mental health. They watched and documented for me the things I would need to know. I have, unfortunately, seen a lot of what was said just via social media, whether that be TikTok or Instagram, the messages that I have received based off of the narrative that was on the show." Savannah Chrisley gets honest about family troubles and why Lindsie didn't show up for Todd and Julie's appeal. While Lindsie Landman doesn't actually appear in new footage on Back to Reality, she's mentioned a few times. Savannah, who hasn't spoken to Lindsie in some time, claimed in the docuseries that her big sister was fired from Chrisley Knows Best due to her allegedly trying to force their sister, Chloe, out of bed one night to do a social media post. That supposedly led to a heated confrontation between Lindsie and Julie. On the show, Savannah also referenced the supposed letter Lindsie wrote to the feds and said they were no longer family. During the interview on her podcast, which was recorded near the end of September, Landman shared that she received backlash due to the comments made on her family's new show. Said blowback apparently even seeped into at least one aspect of her everyday life. "That backlash has put me in a very emotional place, to the point that I completely took myself off of social media altogether for the past 7 weeks, because I'm driving my kid to school and get him dropped off at school and realize that people are telling me to kill myself." As far as the general public knows, Lindsie Landman, who shares 13-year-old son Jackson with ex-husband Will Campbell, is keeping her distance from her relatives. Her name change was apparently part of her effort to do so as well. Whether or not Todd and co. will formally respond to Lindsie on their own Chrisley Confessions podcast remains to be seen. Lindsie Chrisley is opening up about the emotional toll she faced when her family's new reality show The Chrisleys Back to Reality premiered. The daughter of Todd and Julie Chrisley, who has often been outspoken about her complicated relationship with her parents and siblings, revealed that she faced an overwhelming wave of online hatred and personal attacks when the show first aired. Her candid confession shed light on the darker side of fame and the cruel backlash that often follows public figures, especially those in the midst of family controversy. According to Lindsie, she was bombarded with hateful messages and comments from social media users criticizing her for her decisions, her past remarks about her parents, and her overall involvement with the Chrisley family franchise. She admitted that the backlash was so intense that some people even told her to take her own life. Statement that shook her to her core and forced her to reflect deeply on how far people are willing to go to spread hate. Lindsie shared that she had tried to prepare herself for negative reactions, knowing that the Chrisley family had long been a polarizing topic, but nothing could have prepared her for the level of cruelty she endured. The Chrisleys' Back to Reality was meant to showcase a new chapter for the family following Todd and Julie Chrisley's time behind bars. The series followed Savannah Chase and Nanny Faye as they tried to rebuild their lives in the wake of public scrutiny and family separation. While fans were eager to see how the family was moving forward, others used the show as an excuse to reopen old wounds, including the long-standing feud between Lindsie and her family. For years, Lindsie had been distant from her parents and siblings, often speaking publicly about her complicated dynamic with them. As the series aired, viewers were quick to take sides, with some accusing Lindsie of trying to exploit her family's struggles for attention, while others defended her for choosing to tell her truth regardless of public opinion. The emotional strain took a serious toll on her mental health. In her recent comments, Lindsie admitted that she had moments of deep sadness and confusion, trying to understand how strangers could wish such harm upon someone they had never met. She emphasized that while criticism comes with the territory of being in the public eye, death threats and violent messages cross a line no one should ever experience. The reality television world often paints an image of glamour, wealth, and family drama, but behind the scenes, stars like Lindsie live with the constant anxiety of being judged by millions. She confessed that at times she considered deleting her social media altogether to escape the negativity, but ultimately decided that staying silent would only give more power to the people trying to tear her down. Instead, she chose to speak out about her experience, hoping to raise awareness about cyberbullying and the devastating mental effects it can cause. Lindsie's story also serves as a reminder that while reality TV can entertain millions, it often comes at a personal cost for the people living it. The Chrisley family has been under scrutiny for years, their every move dissected by fans and critics alike, from Todd and Julie's legal troubles to Savannah's efforts to hold the family together, and now Lindsie's public vulnerability. The family remains one of the most talked about in the entertainment world. But as Lindsie pointed out, fame does not protect anyone from emotional pain. In fact, it can amplify it. She reflected on how the public tends to forget that reality stars are real people with real emotions who have to endure comments that can leave lasting scars. While she acknowledged that she made mistakes and that her family's dynamic has not always been perfect, she expressed frustration at how people feel entitled to attack and demean others just because they appear on television or social media. She explained that behind the laughter and headlines, there are nights filled with tears, anxiety, and loneliness when the hate becomes too heavy to bear. Lindsie also touched on how the experience has changed her perspective on mental health and self-care. She said that she has learned to step back from the noise and focus on what truly matters, such as her son, her faith, and her personal peace. Although the negative comments were hurtful, she found strength in the love and support from her close friends and loyal fans who reminded her that she is not alone. Her hope now is to use her platform to speak openly about mental health awareness and the importance of empathy in an online world filled with judgment. The Chrisley family's story continues to evolve as they navigate fame, legal battles, and family tensions. But Lindsie's openness about the backlash she faced marks a powerful turning point. Rather than retreating, she has chosen to confront the issue head-on, reminding everyone that behind every celebrity headline, there is a human being who deserves compassion, not condemnation. In the aftermath of the show's release, Lindsie said she has been focusing on finding peace and setting boundaries that protect her mental well-being. She has learned that not everyone's opinion deserves her attention, and that her worth is not defined by the harsh words of strangers. Despite the pain she experienced, she remains hopeful that speaking out will help others who face similar online harassment. Her resilience stands as a testament to the power of vulnerability and the importance of standing firm even when the world tries to tear you down. Lindsie's raw honesty about her struggles reveals the heavy emotional price that often comes with public life, and her courage in addressing the hate she endured may serve as a turning point in the ongoing conversation about online cruelty. Her story is a sobering reminder that words matter, and that empathy remains the most powerful tool in healing a divided and judgmental world. More immediately, though, there are still 2 additional installments as part of the podcast crossover. Part 2 drops on the Coffee Convos podcast on Thursday, October 23 at 10 a.m. ET, while Part 3 has an early release on Kaylin Lurie's Patreon at 10 a.m. ET on Friday, October 24. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.